Hey everyone, my name's Chad. I'm the Programs Coordinator here at Bentonville. Today I'm dressed as a Confederate soldier from North Carolina, and I'm going to show you some of the equipment a soldier would have worn, as well as how this musket was loaded and fired. Today, like I said, I'm dressed as a Confederate soldier from North Carolina. I've got North Carolina buttons, North Carolina belt buckle, even North Carolina buttons here on my kepi, all things that would have been provided by the state of North Carolina for its soldiers. On my left side, I carry things that I need to survive. Starting out with my canteen. This is my water source, so it's right here around my neck. I also have basically your lunch box if you're a Civil War soldier. It's called a haversack. You have 3 days worth of food at a time that you would carry in this. I've also got my bayonet. The bayonet's worn on the belt. It would fit on the end of this gun to turn it into kind of a giant spear, but by the time of the Civil War, it's not really all that useful on a battlefield. It is still useful as a camp tool, however. So you could put a candle here in the end and jam it into the ground and have a light. If you needed to cook something, makes a nice roasting stick. You could even dig with this if you needed to. A lot of different uses for the bayonet. On the other side are the things that I need to load and fire the weapon. Starting with my cap pouch, this is where my percussion caps are kept. Now a percussion cap looks like this. Kind of like a little top hat. And if you see on the inside there, I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's a chemical very similar to what you find on the end of a match today, but it was called fulminated mercury. And a percussion cap sat on the gun right here on this piece called the cone. So when I pull the trigger, the hammer's going to jump forward and hit that percussion cap, and it's going to send a spark here into the chamber where the gunpowder is. So if everything goes right, the gun's going to go off. I also have my cartridge box here. This is where my ammunition is kept. The cartridge is very simple. It's just a paper tube filled with gunpowder. Where my pointer finger is where the bullet would be, but for safety purposes I'm firing blanks today, so there's no bullet in there. But you obviously, with paper, you want to keep it dry. You don't want your gunpowder to get wet, so you keep it right here in your cartridge box. And the capacity of this was 40 rounds, so you could have 40 rounds of ammunition here at a time. Now the weapon I'm demonstrating here today is a replica of an 1853 infield rifled musket. It had a range of up to 1,000 yards, but realistically you want to look around 500 yards effective. Each soldier would learn a 9-step process for loading and firing this weapon, and so it would start something like this, at the shoulder arms position. The first command is load in 9 times load. The gun will come down here, and you'll open up your cartridge box, just unsnap it. The next command is handle cartridge. You'll go in, get one of those cartridges out, hold it up to your mouth, and wait for the next command, which is tear cartridge. You had to tear the cartridge with your teeth. Now again, at this point, I would have the bullet between my teeth. And the next command is going to be charge cartridge. So I'll pour the powder down the barrel, and then if I was using a bullet, I would go ahead and put it into the barrel as well. The next command is draw rammer. Now you see the rammer, it's called the ramrod, sitting here underneath the barrel. You pull it out, hold it right here. The next command is ram cartridge, and you're going to use that to pack everything down. Now it slid down fairly easily because I haven't been firing for a long time, but if I had fired 10 or 15 rounds, I would actually have to force everything all the way down the barrel. The next command is going to be return rammer. So I'll put it right back where I found it. And then the next command is prime. So I'll come up here, the gun goes to half cock, and that's kind of like safety on a modern firearm. And then I'm going to put a percussion cap on. And the 9th step is technically back to the shoulder arms position, just to signal your commander that everybody's ready to fire. But once you're ready to fire, the next 3 commands are ready, aim, and fire. So we're going to come here at the command ready. The gun goes to full cock from half cock. Aim. I level the gun, and the last thing I do is put my finger into the trigger guard, and then fire. I'll go through it one more time a little more quickly.